Hello there, both KA and KB. I miss both of your classes so much. I miss kindergarten. I miss our silly dance moves. You guys are probably better dancers than I am. You definitely are way more dedicated to your dance moves. I'll give you that. So we are going to start our music class video today by practicing pitch like we've done almost every day that we've had music together. We're going to do that with Big Pig because I think it is a favorite of most of ours. It makes me laugh. So remember to practice using a high pitch in your head voice for the lady who talks to the pig, and then your lower pitch, your chest voice for the big pig who digs. All right, the first time I want you to please repeat after me. I'll call, you respond. So I'll point at you. That way you know it's your turn. Then we'll do it all together. Where are you going, big pig, big pig? Out to the garden to dig. Out to the garden to dig. Shame on you, big pig. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm only a pig. And all I can do is dig. Great job, guys. That's a super fun way to practice our head voice and our chest voice because we get to be very silly with it too. Let's try it all together now. So instead of calling and you responding, we're all together. Where are you going, big pig? Out to the garden to dig. Out to the garden to dig. Shame on you, big pig. I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm only a pig, and all I can do is dig. Great job, kiddos. I love that one. I wish I could see you doing it because you're so good at it. We're going to move on now and do a song that we haven't done in quite a while, but it was a pretty common one. We're going to do I Met a Bear. Remember, this one has a whole bunch of verses, and parts of it are repeat after me, like the other day. Then you say the other day, I met a bear. But then there's that end part where we sing all together. So I'll try to help you as much as I can with some reminders of when you sing versus when we're singing together. And I'll do maybe some motions with it. We'll go through our song. The other day, I met a bear out in the woods, way out there. The other day, I met a bear out in the woods, way out there. I looked at him, he looked at me. I sized him up, he sized me up. I looked at him, he looked at me. I sized him up, he sized me up. He said to me, why don't you run? I see you ain't got any gun. He said to me, why don't you run? I see you ain't got any gun. I said to him, that's a good idea. Now come on feet, let's up and fleet. I said to him, that's a good idea. So come on feet, let's up and fleet. And so I ran away from there, but right behind me was the bear. And so I ran away from there, but right behind me was the bear. What do I see ahead of me? A great big tree. Oh, glory be. What do I see ahead of 10 feet up. I'd have to jump and trust my luck. The lowest branch was 10 feet up. I'd have to jump and trust my luck. And so I jumped into the air, but I missed that branch away up there. And so I jumped into the air, but I missed that branch away up there. Now don't you fret, now don't you frown, 'cause I caught that branch on the way back down. Now don't you fret and don't you frown, 'cause I caught that branch on the way back down. This is the end, there is no more, unless I see that bear once more. This is the end, there is no more, unless I see that bear once more. Great job, guys. That has 10 verses. You did all of them. Just briefly, we're going to do Charlie Over the Ocean. I'm going to come up with 3 things in the ocean, and you guys can repeat after me with our motions as well. Charlie over the ocean, Charlie over the sea. Charlie caught a big fish, can't catch me. Let's see, what's something silly? Charlie over the ocean, Charlie over the sea. Charlie caught a hot dog, can't catch me. Last one. Charlie over the ocean, Charlie over the sea. Charlie caught a killer whale, can't catch me. If you didn't know why it's funny to catch a killer whale, it's because killer whales are huge and a fishing pool could never catch a killer whale. Even their babies, they're like little babies, are actually bigger than me. So there's no way you're gonna be able to crank one of those killer whales in. They get so big. And lastly, for our video and our lesson today, I'm actually gonna put my book aside. This is something we've never done before, but I think it's super important. We're gonna do something called Rose, Bud, and Thorn. You've probably seen a rose before, right? Those really pretty flowers. A bud is right before that flower actually blooms. They're closed up and they're ready with their petals. And then, after a few days, after some time passes, they bloom into this really pretty flower. That's a bud. And then thorns. You've probably seen them on plants, or maybe you've grabbed a stem of a plant and then they hurt you because they're really sharp. So for our activity with rose, bud, and thorn, the rose is the best part. So for us, we're going to share our favorite thing about kindergarten music this year, the best part. The bud is what we're looking forward to with music moving forward. And you could think of music through the rest of the school year, which will be with Mr. O'Donnell, or just as you get bigger, maybe a way you're hoping to learn more about music as you grow. Then the rose, we already did the rose. The thorn is the part that you didn't like. Maybe there was a song or an activity that you just didn't care for so much, or a day that you can remember that didn't quite go as we planned. That's how rose, bud, thorn works. So I will share mine, and then you can either respond to your teachers, either Mrs. Coomer or Mrs. DeJarnay. You could email my school email with your parents' help, and I would love to hear your rose, bud, and thorn for music so far this school year. So my rose, I actually have 2 different roses. I have a rose for KB and a rose for KA. KB, my rose, was that super silly day that we decided to go and scare Mrs. Alex up on the 2nd floor. And you guys were so good. You lined up and you're so quiet. You went up the stairs and we found where she was in that classroom. And then she came out in the hallway, and you told her to stay away from Miss Wallace because we have our pretend silly war going on of who's got more students that like them better. KB, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm sure most of you remember. It was such a silly day. And the silliness makes it a rose, but also how well behaved you were in the hallway. That I could trust you to go up to the second floor by the auditorium to do something silly and fun. So that's my KB rose. My KA rose, I think, is probably just any time we did freeze dance. Because don't get me wrong, KB, you have excellent dance moves as well, but KA, you've got some of the most unique, silly, funny, just committed dance moves I've ever seen. You have some super dancers. I think of Campbell comes to mind. Campbell would just kind of dance around by herself, like skipping off doing her own thing. And then Piper would maybe be with Hannah, and Braden always had some dance move that involved a lot of running, a lot of motion. Just all of you have really great dance moves in KA, and you're really fun to play freeze dance with. My bud, this is for both KA and KB, would probably be just knowing that as kindergartners, you're going to get to go on and do more music as first graders, second, third, fourth, just going on. And I'm excited to see you, like a bud blooms. I'm excited to see what you guys do as you bloom and grow up and get to learn more skills and do more things. Next year as first graders, you will hopefully be getting to do the spring program. Now, this year's spring program got canceled because of this situation with this virus going around, but fingers crossed, next year the spring program should be back on, and as first graders you're going to get to be in the spring program, and that makes me so excited for you. So that's my bud. And my thorn is for both KA and KB as well, just feeling a little bit sad at how the school year is ending for us. If we're being honest, I'm a little bummed. It would be my thorn, the thing that I wish hadn't gone quite the way it had, that these last few weeks, rather than getting to be enjoying being with you in person before I swapped jobs back with Mr. O'Donnell, I wish that we could have been together. I'm a little sad. But I know that he is a super music teacher, and all of you that were in YK last year, you know him already. So this is my last week. This will be my last video for kindergarten, which makes me super sad, but I'm also super, double super excited for the amazing things you're going to do as you keep growing. You're amazing kids, and I'm going to miss you so much. I'd give a big group hug. Actually, take the freeze dance back, KA. My favorite, my rose for KA was the day that you guys all like pile attacked me with the biggest, most amazing group hug ever. That's a true rose right there. So I hope you guys have an amazing week, an amazing end of the school year. Bye, kindergarten.